Miss Pietra from the Arcadia Public Library, and welcome to Funology. This is a program designed especially for kids in 3rd through 8th grade, and this is how it works. We present a project, we tell you all the supplies you need, and then we show you how to do the project in very simple steps. Today's project comes from a book called STEAM Kids in the Kitchen. And I actually pulled this book from the shelves of the Arcadia Public Library. This is a great book with lots of fun activities inside. And special thanks to STEAM Kids for allowing us to share this book and to highlight one of the activities inside, which is presented by Dana Abrams. Okay, I think we're ready to get started. Today we're going to be making DIY solar ovens, and this is what you're going to need. You're going to need a pizza box, and I have a rather small size pizza box, but you can use any size that you like. You're going to need some foil. I'm using foil sheets, but you could use a roll of foil too. You'll need some cling wrap. And if you do not have cling wrap, you can improvise. I actually used a sheet cover, and this might look familiar. Maybe something that you used in class when you needed something to protect your papers. There's an opening at the top, you put your paper inside, and it protects your papers. So you can use this for your project. You'll need some black construction paper, some tape, a marker and a pencil, scissors, a ruler, glue sticks, a stick. You might need it, you might not. Better to have it. And then you'll also need whatever it is that you're going to bake today. I'm gonna be baking s'mores, so I've got my graham cracker, my chocolate, and my marshmallow. And this is the last part of my project. Okay, I think we're ready to get started. Oh, wait. I also need to mention to you, if you're going to be doing this project at home, I recommend that you ask an adult for help. There are a lot of parts to this project, and there might come a time when you need someone to help you out, and an adult can do that for you. Also, this project is a little bit more involved, so I would encourage that you have patience with the project and have fun as you're doing it. Lastly, your project doesn't need to be perfect, it just needs to be workable. So it's a good opportunity for you to learn, experiment, create, and have some fun. All right, let's get started. We're gonna need our pizza box, and we'll also need our ruler. We're going to take our ruler and we're going to measure off 1 inch from each of the 3 sides of the pizza box. We don't need to measure off the back of the box. Just 1 side, 2 sides, 3 sides. So we take our ruler and we measure off 1 inch, and then we'll draw a line down the side to indicate that's 1 inch from the side of the box. We'll do the same on this side, and we'll do the same on this side. Once you're done marking it off with your pencil, I might encourage that you use your marker and you go back through and you just mark it off with your marker so that it's easy to see. So, by the time you've finished, your box should look something like this. Now, for my box, I also took my pencil, and you'll need a very sharp pencil to do this, and at the corner here, I poked a hole in that corner with my pencil. And I also did the other side as well. The reason I did this is so that it's easier to do the next step. So let's move into the next step. You're going to grab your scissors And you'll use your scissors to actually cut along the 3 lines. It's nice to have a sharp pair of scissors, and then you can just insert into the hole and begin to cut. I must admit that this was kind of a challenging part of the project for me. So I encourage you, if you have an adult nearby, to ask an adult for some help to cut your box. Once you've cut along those 3 lines, your box should have a flap that looks like this. Okay. Now that we have our flap, I think we're ready for the next step, and that is to foil our box. So you're gonna grab your glue sticks and you're gonna grab some foil. And you can start with the flap of your box. You'll take your glue stick, you'll just cover the flap with glue, and then you'll take your foil, shiny side up, and you will lay it down. Make sure it's very smooth, as smooth as you can get it, and begin to cover the flap of your box. And believe it or not, that glue and foil actually do stick together. This also was a challenging part of the project for me. So again, if you have an adult nearby, I would ask an adult for some help if you need it. You're now going to move to the inside of your box, and you're going to also cover the inside of your box with foil as well. You'll take your glue, glue it down, and then you'll put your foil inside. By the time you're done, your box should look like this. You're all covered with foil. The flap, the inside of your box, the sides of your box, all covered with foil. And now we're ready to move to the next step. For the next step, we need to cover this hole in the top of our box. And what are we going to use for that? We're going to use either cling wrap, or you can also use a sheet covering. So I actually used a sheet covering. And here's what you're going to do. If you're using a sheet covering, you have the top of your sheet covering, and then you have the sides. You're going to cut along the side that has the 3 holes, and you're going to cut the bottom of your sheet covering. And you're just cutting along and opening it up. And then you're going to cut it down to size so that it's just the right size, like this one, to cover the top of your box. And here's what it looks like. Now, instead of gluing that down, I would encourage that you use your tape and tape it down. So, by the time you're done, your box will have a plastic covering that looks like this. Okay, I think we're ready for the last part. We're gonna take some black construction paper and we're gonna size this down to fit the box. I measured my box and then I cut my paper. I cut it down to where it was a smaller size that fit inside my box and had a little space left on each side. And then you can glue or tape that black construction paper down to the bottom of your box. And I wonder why we need this black construction paper. I'll let you think about that. All right. Now, our oven, I think it's ready. We're going to now add our ingredients. In my case, I'm making s'mores. So I'm going to place that inside of my box. I'm going to close the cover, and my box, if I can show it to you, looks like so, with my s'mores inside. Kind of moved to the edge of the box now. I'm now ready to take my box outside and set it under the sun and let my s'mores bake. You might notice that your flap may not stay up. If it doesn't, you can prop it with your stick and just set it inside so that it props your flap, so that your flap can reflect the sun onto whatever it is you're baking and create heat. Okay, I don't know about you, but I'm ready for some s'mores. If you're going to be doing this project at home, I encourage you to experiment with the project, take your time with it, and have some fun. And if you're looking for other great project ideas, check the library's online catalog. You can search for lots of great books there and find books like these. Make it yourself paper pop-up art, or how to make balloon animals, or even paper crafts with pizzazz. I want to thank you all for visiting Funology today. This is our last Funology of the summer, but we'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye.